Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and we're almost done celebrating my birthday month. We only have two more films to review this month covering that theme, and today we're going to dive into and take a look at the Touchstone Pictures classic, Dick Tracy, starring Warren Beatty, Al Pacino, Madonna, Glenn Headley, Charlie Corsmo, Charles Durning, Dick Van Dyke, Kathy Bates, Dustin Hoffman, William Forsythe, James Tolkien, Mandy Patinkin, Paul Sorvino, James Caan, and many, many others. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And as I said during the introduction, we've only got a couple movies left here. We celebrate and round out my birthday month. And today we're going to take a look at the Touchstone Pictures classic, Dick Tracy. And our movie takes place in 1938, where during an illegal card game, a young street boy witnesses the massacre of a group of mobsters at the hands of Flattop and Itchy, two men on the payroll of Alphonse Big Boy Caprice. Now, Big Boy's crime syndicate has been aggressively taking over small businesses within the city, and Detective Dick Tracy catches the boy, who calls himself the Kid, in an act of petty theft. After rescuing him from a ruthless host, Tracy temporarily adopts him with the help of his girlfriend, Tess Trueheart. Meanwhile, Big Boy coerces club owner Lips Manless into signing over the deed to the club Ritz. He then kills Lips with a cement overcoat, referred to as the Bath, and steals his girlfriend, the seductive and sultry singer, Breathless Mahoney. After Lips is reported missing, Tracy interrogates his three hired guns, Flattop, Itchy, and Mumbles, and then goes to the club to arrest Big Boy for Lips's murder. But Breathless is the only witness, and instead of providing testimony, she unsuccessfully attempts to seduce Tracy. Big Boy cannot be indicted, and he is released from jail as a result. Big Boy's next move is to attempt to bring other criminals, including Spud Spaldoni, Pruneface, Influence, Texie Garcia, Ribs Maka, and Numbers, together under his leadership. Spaldoni refuses and is killed with a car bomb, leaving Tracy, who has discovered the meeting and was attempting to spy on it, wondering what all is going on. The next day, Big Boy and his henchmen kidnap Tracy and attempt to bribe him. However, Tracy rebuffs them, prompting the criminals to attempt to kill him. However, Tracy is saved by the Kid, who is then bestowed by the police with an honorary detective certificate, which remains temporary until he decides on a legitimate name for himself. Breathless shows up at Tracy's apartment and once again attempts to seduce him, and Tracy allows her to kiss him. Tess witnesses the scene and eventually leaves town. Tracy then leads a seemingly unsuccessful raid on the Club Ritz, but it is actually a diversion so that Officer Bug Bailey can enter into the building in order to operate a secretly installed listening device so that the police can listen in on Big Boy's criminal activities, where the resulting raids all but wipe out Big Boy's criminal empire. However, Big Boy discovers Bug and captures him for a trap planned by Influence and Pruneface in order to kill Tracy in the warehouse. In the resulting gun battle, a stranger with no face, called the Blank, steps out of the shadows in order to save Tracy after he is cornered and kills Pruneface. Influence is able to escape as Tracy rescues Bug from the fate that befell Lips Manless, and Big Boy is enraged to hear that the Blank foiled the hit. Tracy once again attempts to extract the testimony from Breathless that he needs in order to put Big Boy away, and she agrees to testify only if Tracy agrees to give into her advances. Tess eventually has a change of heart, but before she can tell Tracy, she is kidnapped by the Blank with the help of Big Boy's club piano player, 88 Keys. Tracy is drugged and rendered unconscious by the Blank, and then framed for murdering the corrupt district attorney, John Fletcher, whereupon he is detained by the police. The kid, meanwhile, adopts the name of Dick Tracy Jr. Big Boy's business begins to thrive until the Blank frames him for Tess's kidnapping. Released by his colleagues on New Year's Eve, Tracy interrogates Mumbles and arrives at the gun battle outside of the Club Ritz, where Big Boy's men are either killed or captured by Tracy and the police. Abandoning his crew, Big Boy flees to a drawbridge and ties Tess to its gears before he is confronted by Tracy. Their fight is halted when the Blank appears and holds both men at gunpoint, offering to share the city with Tracy after Big Boy is dead. When Junior arrives, Big Boy takes advantage of the distraction and opens fire before Tracy sends him falling to his death in the bridge's gears, while Junior rescues Tess. Mortally wounded, the Blank is unmasked to reveal Breathless Mahoney, who kisses Tracy one more time before dying. All charges against Tracy are dropped, and as our movie ends, Tracy proposes to Tess, but is interrupted by the report of a robbery in progress. He leaves her with the ring just before he and Dick Tracy Jr. depart in order to respond to the robbery. This is a hell of a movie. It is so underrated. I remember seeing this film in theaters, probably my very first exposure to Warren Beatty and Al Pacino and Dustin Hoffman and so many of the actors that are in this film. As sad as that may be to say, it's definitely a throwback to the old 30s and 40s gangster movies, your Cagneys, your Bogarts, that type of era, your Spencer Tracy's. This film just has so much going for it. The bright colors, the interesting characters, the goofy nicknames. It very much is one of the original comic strip that got turned into a movie. You know, yes, you can argue Batman and Superman as well, but Dick Tracy is like right up there as far as the time of creation of the strip. Obviously, Superman and Batman had movies long before Dick Tracy, but if you're talking about origin of the comic strip, Dick Tracy goes right back there to like Batman and Superman. And it's just so cool to get to buckle in and sit down and go on this ride with these characters. As a result of enjoying this movie, I would then go on to see Bugsy, starring Warren Beatty as Bugsy Siegel. So a little bit of a transition from him playing the cop chasing the gangsters to playing the gangster who essentially started the Las Vegas Strip as we know it today and brought that mob influence into Vegas. Because of this, uh, Charlie Corsmo, who would go on to be in Hook as Peter Pan's kid, would go on to be in Can't Hardly Wait. There's so many, like I said, actors and actresses that are in this movie that I was able to spawn off of and enjoy so much of their work because of being introduced to them in this way. I immensely enjoy Dick Tracy. I think it's criminally underrated. I love the songs that Madonna sings in this. I wish she would put out like a whole big band swing type of album because she's got the voice for it. She did have the I'm Breathless album that came out around this time with the soundtrack, but I'd love to hear her do more of that type of stuff. She was so good in the role, and her voice was so perfectly suited for this type of music in this era. I think it's a crime that they didn't capitalize on that and do more with that. When it comes to my rating for Dick Tracy, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I really enjoy this film. This is so criminally underrated to me. If you have never seen this movie, I highly recommend that you seek it out. See if you can find it on whatever streaming platform. Check it out. Give it a watch. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Those of you that have seen it, what do you guys think? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Let's engage in that conversation. Let's have that conversation, that debate, that discussion in the comment box. I enjoy replying to you guys. I get back to you as best I can. Let's discuss Dick Tracy. Make sure you guys tune in later on today, both right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network, as it is time to once again ask the dads. That's right, your forum to submit questions to both myself as well as the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham. Whatever you want to ask us about, be it professional wrestling, movies, music, professional sports, whatever, get your questions in and ask the dads. And then tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, it'll be time to once again step into the Stat Boys Sports Bar. That's right, the doors open at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. The conversation is good, the food is hot, the beer is ice cold, the seats are warm. So come on in, pull up a stool, and enjoy yourself at Stat Boys Sports Bar featuring Dory Lou. You're not going to want to miss out on any of that content, both right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've got that notification bell turned on so you're alerted whenever we post a brand new video here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Get out there, share these videos. Your family, friends, loved ones, other movie fans comic book fans, superhero fans, Warren Beatty fans, Al Pacino fans, Dick Tracy fans, Madonna fans, anybody that you can think of who would enjoy this video, share it with them. It's what it takes to help boost up my visibility in the YouTube algorithms so that I can eventually get monetized, make some money on this endeavor. Thank you once again to everyone who tuned in and joined me here today. I appreciate it more than you know, and I will see you guys next time.